All right, Mr. Mars, it's your turn for This Week in Auto History.
Yes, sir. This week we got lots of good things. It's going to start with this week in 1957.
Great year.
Packard Motor Company.
Better be.
Founded in 1899, it was known for its innovative engineering and elegant design. However, post-war struggles,
Bye-bye.
poor mergers, which translates into management screwed up, shifting market trends led to its decline. The last car came off the assembly line this week. It was a rebadged Studebaker.
Oh, boy.
Oh, it does look like that.
Yeah, it kind of symbolizes.
Except it's got quad headlights.
Kind of looks like a
kinda
T-bird.
It's like a 58 Chevy. You
58
know?
Chevy in the front, and then the Chrysler look with the flying wings in the back.
Yeah, it's
leaning
kind of
towards
a
T-bird.
Morphodite Studebaker
Yeah.
Chrysler thing.
Well, yeah.
Also,
Morphodite.
Chemical
this
plant.
week, back in 1914, motorcycle racer Irwin Baker, who was the winner of the first ever race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh, Irwin.
It was a motorcycle
I
race.
remember him well.
Yeah.
So he left San Diego for New York City.
New York City.
New York City. And he made it in 11 days, which smashed the old record by 9 days.
God.
And it was after this run that a journalist said he was faster than a cannonball, which got him Erwin Cannonball Baker
There you
was his
go.
nickname. And that actually led to the naming of this unsanctioned and outlawed race known as the Cannonball Run.
That poor guy is in a back brace for the rest of his life after that.
It's like he's too tall to ride that.
Now, I think he's standing as straight as he
Just
can right
too
there.
tall cannonball.
yeah, that's it. All bent over.
Too tall
Yeah.
cannonball.
Also this week in 2008, the film Speed Racer was released to the public for the first time. Now, this was a live action based on the classic anime, and it has become kind of an iconic thing about Speed Racer. Just people just talk about Speed Racer.
And Spritle the monkey.
By the way,
A lot of-
speaking of that, there is a guy here in town that has a clone of the actual Speed Racer car.
Didn't he brought it to Tailpipes and Tacos one time?
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah. He did. I remember that now. Also this week in 1952, Chrysler introduces the PowerFlite automatic transmission.
Yeah.
Now, this was their first fully automatic offering, and it really changed a lot of things in post-war America because there was a lot of semi-automatics, and of course they had the manuals. But this is the first one that actually used no clutch and only the gear selector. Now, it had a couple of variations. This was a later model, but the first one was on the column like they normally are. But the thing was, the way the gear selectors the gears were positioned is not the standard Prenundle that we have now.
Yep.
It was backwards.
Prenundle?
Prendle.
Yeah. Prenundle.
Yeah. Prndl. Prendle. You never known that?
I've never
man.
heard that in my life.
You need to get out more, Don.
But the other thing I don't see on
No,
that,
I don't have
where's
any
the,
automatic transmissions.
Where's the P for park?
They didn't have it on this version of it.
You put it in
So-
neutral and you hit the emergency
Emergency
brake.
cop.
Well,
Yeah.
and it was park, neutral, then it was drive and reverse. So you had to go through a lot of gearation. That's why. So they eventually moved it around and changed it to where they separated park and neutral.
And we'll be teaching
Also-
Don how to drive later.
Absolutely. Also this week in 2007, Bump in the Trunk is a bass-heavy hip-hop track known for its deep beats and party vibe.
You've got all their albums, don't you?
It references the powerful car audio
Boom.
system and the songs.
Thugs in
In
harmony.
harmony.
Yeah,
Strength
that's who did
and
it.
loyalty.
And the song celebrates cruising culture and high-volume sound.
Nothing celebrates cruising culture like Paula, shot caller,
That's
20-inch blades on my Impala. Who sang it?
Bump in the Trunk. There
Don't
wasn't
really
Bump in the
care.
Trunk.
It's Lil Troy from
From
Houston, Texas.
I knew he was from
Okay,
Houston,
don't
but I
really
couldn't think of his
care.
Well, how
name.
come we've never had him on the show?
Well,
Mars?
because you
Little
sing it.
Troy.
No, it's
I'm gonna write it
Lil,
down.
L-I-L. Troy.
You singing that is like having him in the studio. That's what it is.
Not hardly.
Okay, so
This
did we-
week in 1962,
We're moving on.
Studebaker Avanti begins production.
Ugh.
Now, this was a radical fiberglass body.
I'd drive it.
And it was designed to revive the brand image. You know, futuristic styling, optional supercharged engines,
Sold them at the Cadillac
safety
store.
features, all these things. But it had limited success because of production delays,
and
financial
its
woes.
ugliness.
Yeah, and
I
its
would drive
ugliness.
that.
Of course you would.
I'd put a blower on it and tub it out.
Oh, my God. That is-
You could get one with a supercharged
isn't it
engine.
fiberglass?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fiberglass,
What
yeah.
no.
It's pretty.
Also this week in 1981, the first episode of BJ and the Bear aired. Now, this was a series about trucker BJ McKay and his pet chimpanzee Bear.
Baker on 9.
They traveled the country in a red and white Kenworth semi, helping people and outwitting corrupt law enforcement.
Outwitting.
The show mixed action, humor, and charm, and it became a cult classic.
Really? I never would think that, a cult classic is way over the top.
Theoretically, it's a cult classic.
It is because of the chimp.
Now,
anyway, that's this week in automotive
thank
history.
you, but I want to stay on this for a minute. Okay. BJ
I was
and
gonna
the
get
Bear.
out of
How
it.
many seasons did that last?
Too many.
Let's see here. It started in 1981. I didn't write it down how many it did.
One season, BJ and the
No,
Bear.
it was more than that.
No, it wasn't.
You know what? I think George or Jeffrey Heisman will.
Somebody needs
Tell
to
us.
chime in.
Let's see here.
I'm sure they're looking it up right now.
Now he's gonna
Yeah,
go
Mars-
back and
Mars
look
is opening up
They're-
his computer
Yeah,
right now.
now I'm
Hey,
looking
Google.
to see who's saying what. Who's somebody will tell us.
Hey
here in a minute.
Siri.
Yeah, that's it.
And everybody's phone
phone goes off.
Yeah, but don't look up the BJ part.
Oh,
BJ and the Bear. Oh, God.
Barney Johnson.
No.
Yeah, that's him. That was him.
Dude,
Brad McKay, Bob McKay.
never heard of that
Brad
guy.
Johnson.
Never heard of
BJ McKay. That's
Never
him.
heard of the actor. Did you? Who was the actor?
Nope.
No, it was a one-hit wonder kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
But I think the chimpanzee was in several things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind. What was the? Wait a minute. What was the name?
Tarzan.
What was the name of the monkey on the Today Show?
I don't watch
Muggs.
the Today Show.
JJ
no
Muggs.
idea.
JJ Muggs?
Was it that?
L.
Well, I don't
Roker?
know.
No, that's not it.
No. Well, we'll find out during the break.
See, George says.
Oh boy.
Okay. Well, hold that thought. We're going to get back to that. All right. Hey, we'd love to hear from you.